Peony is one of my favorite characters from Pokemon Sword and Shield just for his sheer positivity, but this enthusiasm comes from a troubled past. A while ago, I made a speculation video about Peony, and now that the Crown Tundra has been released, we finally know exactly who he is. A common theory that I admittedly dismissed at the time was that he and Chairman Rose were brothers. Of course, we know now that this is in fact true. The two of them are in fact brothers, as we find out from Peony's league card. It is interesting to see that the villain of the main story, who ran a huge corporation as well as the Pokemon League, was brothers with a rough and tough adventurer who spends his time in the secluded regions of Galar. There were some charming tidbits, like the fact that Rose helped Peony catch his first Pokemon, a Cuffant, but with the final piece of information from the anime, the whole story of these two comes together. Now, normally I would leave the anime and game separate, as they're typically separate canons, but during the Galar region arc that just wrapped up, characters like Rose, Oleana, Leon, and Sonia, as well as some of the events, remain relatively unchanged from their game counterparts. The main difference is that Ash and Go take the place of the player character and Hop. So I'm going to assume that the backstory we get for Chairman Rose, which is the only piece of information from the anime that I'll be using, can apply to the video game version of Rose, mostly because it puts everything into perspective. So from the anime, we're given a brief flashback to when Chairman Rose was a child. He seems even younger than the player character would have been and isn't dressed as nicely as we might expect. It seems like he comes from a poorer family, and one member of that family is his father, who worked in the Galar mines and died of a mining accident. This is the turning point for Rose, as he realizes how short life really is, and this would become the motivation for improving his own life by working hard and becoming the leader of Macrocosmos, as well as improving the lives of the rest of the people in the Galar region. So much so that he would even risk using Eternatus as an infinite energy source to ensure that Galar is taken care of, and to keep mine workers and their families safe so that no one would have to go through what he went through. Having lost his father, he made sure to care for his younger brother, Peony, helping him catch his own Pokemon. The two of them grew apart as Rose ended up being very bright, and it caused Peony to end up living in his shadow, constantly being compared to his smarter older brother. He ran away from home and became a Steel-type gym leader, even eventually becoming the champion, but after Rose became the chairman of the Pokemon League, Peony felt that even as the champion, he was still living in his brother's shadow. Peony decided to leave for good, and this was the last they saw or heard of each other. Rose would end up continuing to lead his company and work towards solving the energy crisis, and Peony would settle down and start a family. They both sought to care for the children of the next generation, making sure that they served as father figures for them, having lost their own father at a young age. Rose took in Bede, who was an orphan, and he even has a soft spot for children in general, as we see in Twilight Wings. Peony sought to keep his own daughter Nia close, even though she ended up having some slightly different interests. And unfortunately, this is where their story ends. Rose is never heard from again after he turns himself in, and Peony seems to have long since moved past their relationship. And honestly, that's just how life is sometimes. Families can't always stay together, and when we get to the point where it's time to move on, we might not even think to look back. But if by some chance we get more DLC, a sequel game, more Twilight Wings episodes, or heck anything, I might like to see them reconcile, both of them having truly learned the value of family and that maybe they should have held on to what they did have. But for now, this is the story of Rose and Peony. But anyway, hey, this is GatorEX, and let me know what you think. What do you think about Peony and Rose, their relationship with each other and with everyone else? It's kind of interesting too. I like in Pokemon when we get to see families and, you know, technically can start building a family tree. You know, that was really interesting. Generation 7 with Lucamine and their family. Of course, you know, this one is different, maybe not as complex, but it's still kind of interesting now that we've got some pieces here and there. Let me know what you think though. Again, I was using some information from the anime, but like I said, it could potentially work out in the canon. It's just maybe an extra detail for Rose's motivation that was given in this media and not the games exactly, or at least I really don't remember it in the games if that's the case. But regardless, yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and if you enjoyed the video, you can leave a like, subscribe, hit that bell icon next to the subscribe button to enable notifications. I'll make sure you see each new video, you know, stuff like that, and make you part of that Chainlink squad thing. But anyway, this has been GatorEX. Have a nice day.